The progressive press is attacking us for criticizing Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. Please look the Odyssey. Why are the attacks from Elon Musk and his army of trolls not only absurd, but also completely wrong? Oh guys, it's really incredible. These people never learn, and watch out because they're comparing what's happening to the Odyssey with the Snow White case. Pay attention. From the same team that brought us articles like "Why is Snow White Latina?" "Why are there black people in the Rings of Power?" and "Star Wars has gone woke." Here comes this latest online attack against a Hollywood project simply because it features a diverse cast. It has been excessively criticized, according to Variety. Let's be clear. First, these people gave terrible examples. The Rings of Power from Amazon. Phew. What a disaster. Then Snow White, a movie that was a complete failure for Disney. A movie that generated multi-million-dollar losses and was also absolutely trashed on platforms like IMDb, where it has 2.2 stars out of 10. Just imagine that. Or they also mentioned Star Wars. Guys, Star Wars, a franchise that has been destroyed by Disney. Disney has destroyed Star Wars, we all know that. It's undeniable, it's unquestionable, that's the harsh reality. Now, these are the examples from these people. And they say that what we're doing to Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is excessive. Look, obviously the movie hasn't come out yet, and it could be a good product, it could be a good movie. Let's not forget that Christopher Nolan has been an exceptional director throughout his entire career, a truly outstanding director with incredible craft. So believe me when I tell you that the movie, in terms of filmmaking, I think it's going to be powerful. That's what I believe. Now, that doesn't take away from the brutal disrespect this movie shows toward Greek culture. Casting Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy seems insulting to me. It's that simple. It's a total insult to human intelligence and to Greeks as well. But anyway, here's what they say. In recent days, Twitter trolls have joined forces to attack the Odyssey, the film adaptation of Homer's epic directed by Christopher Nolan with a budget of $250 million. Phew. You have no idea how much I'm interested in knowing how much this movie will make. Guys, $250 million is its official production cost. It needs at least $625 million to break even, to reach the break-even point. Will it make it? Will it achieve it? Who knows? I'm starting to have my doubts. Now, the movie will be released on July 17th. It's worth noting that they actually haven't seen the movie yet, but they've still gotten angry over 2 casting decisions, even though Elliot Page's role as the ghost of Achilles hasn't been confirmed yet. That's true. It's very important to clarify that the thing about Ellen Page is just a rumor for now. It's not confirmed yet. Please be very careful. But anyway, let's continue. Forget that Achilles and Helen of Troy are fictional characters who are part of a mythological fable full of characters. Characters like the giant Cyclops. Look, these people don't care if a character is fictional or real. It makes no difference to them at all. And let me remind you what they did with Anne Boleyn back then. Guys, this is what Anne Boleyn looked like in real life. And this is how she looked in that series they made about her. Just imagine. A total insult. A lack of respect. But anyway guys, I'm telling you, these people really don't care. Oh well. Here, they're talking to us about Elon Musk, and they tell us, Musk has also reinforced claims that Nolan chose black actors and trans people to meet the representation and inclusion standards set by the Academy in order to be eligible for the Oscar. These standards were announced in 2020 and came into effect in 2024. Now pay attention because here they're going to try to prove Elon Musk wrong. Pay very close attention. The underrepresented groups in question include women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ people, and people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or those who are deaf or have difficulty hearing. Once again, it is necessary to meet 2 of these requirements or 2 of these criteria in order to be eligible for the Oscar. Therefore, you can have a cast made up entirely of white people. Is that true? I mean, Baretti is not lying. You can have a cast with women and LGBTQ people, all of them white, and still be eligible for an Oscar. This is a reality. Now, here they tell us, as long as the other criteria are met. An example of this is the movie Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan himself. This movie had an entirely white cast and won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Nolan. The movie met Criterion B since women held the positions of costume designer, production designer, editor, and head of the makeup department. It also met Criterion C thanks to Universal Studios' internal training programs. Additionally, it met Criterion D since one of the people was the president of the company. Okay, so they're also telling us that a woman was the president of international distribution. And they confirmed that there were also many other women on the company's management team. As you can see, they say, clearly the arguments put forward by Musk and his followers have no basis. My God, it's incredible. Or as another writer once said, they're nothing more than a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, but ultimately signifying nothing. That's what these people say. Also, another argument they use is the following, which we'll see in a moment. It's also worth noting that both Helen of Troy and Achilles are secondary characters in the Odyssey. It doesn't matter if they're secondary characters, it really doesn't matter at all. That doesn't change the fact that they've disrespected Helen of Troy, they've disrespected Homer. It's that simple and straightforward for the Greeks. This is a lack of respect for Greek culture. It doesn't matter if those characters are merely secondary, if they only have a brief appearance, it doesn't matter. They're still the characters in question, and that's what bothers people. Now, let's look at some comments because it's unbelievable. Here they say Snow White was such a huge failure that Disney almost immediately cancelled the live-action version of Rapunzel. Very true. So, they're responding to the Variety article, right? The Rings of Power is still far from covering its production costs as the most expensive TV show in history. Okay, very true. Star Wars was literally bought by Disney to have an IP with a more male-dominated fandom, all so that in the end, Disney ended up destroying it. Very, very true. So, I'm not sure what point this article is trying to make. I love the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I think they should be required reading for everyone. In fact, probably everyone I know has read them. They've influenced a lot of the stories we grew up with. Fans just want to see accurate adaptations. Of course, the problem is that now Variety says, no, but adaptations aren't usually that accurate, blah blah blah. Yeah, but they're just asking you for a minimum of respect for Greek culture. It's that simple and straightforward. Now, the writer uses the movie Troy as a comparison to say something like, why are people upset that the Odyssey isn't accurate if they like Troy? Huh? Because we know that Troy is an inaccurate movie about the Trojan War, and it's not trying to be the Iliad. Obviously, it leaves out the gods who were central in Homer. The Trojan horse isn't even in the Iliad, so it's not even an adaptation. The problem is that the Odyssey is trying to be the Odyssey, and it doesn't stay true to the character descriptions in the book. The audience wants to get lost in the movie, not be pulled out of it. Wow, that's pretty harsh, isn't it? So I'm telling you, people are really upset. Here they also quote Elon Musk, right? I agree that she's beautiful. I mean, Elon Musk said that. According to him, Lupita Nyong'o is beautiful. But where is the line when it comes to casting actors? I also agree there. It's really acceptable for a black woman to be cast in the role of a white character in European literature. If at the same time we completely reject the opposite situation, like a white man playing, let's see, any role of an African. I mean, that's true. Those same people would go completely crazy if a white man played an African or black character. They would totally lose their minds. And we all know that's true. Let's continue. He's not wrong. The situation has become so ridiculous that Hollywood will do anything just to show how aware and woke they are. They're just looking to be aware, conscious, and woke. They're just looking to get rewarded, you think? We can see that people are upset, and here they even say seriously it's not just about skin color or hair, it's about erasing everything about what it means to be white. And it's not just a work of mythology, it contains the values, virtues, honor, courage, and excellence that characterized our ancestors for centuries. I mean, this is said and written by a Greek. By rewriting the history of our heroes and mocking those who want to preserve their original spirit. They're not just changing a story, they're trying to make us forget who we really are. And when a people forget who they are, they lose the foundation on which they can build their identity. That's what makes this issue much more important than most people realize. The virus must disappear completely, otherwise we're lost. Guys, of course, they destroyed this article that called anyone criticizing Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey idiots. Just imagine, Baretti. Incredible, but true. I'd like to hear your thoughts on all this. At this point, I'm not surprised. Just another day at the office. See you next time.